कहा जाता है शून्य की खोज आर्यभट्ट ने की थी।
Yes, sir.
श्योर?
What are your views on triple talaq? That is also something which is in the news, and a lot of legal pronouncements have come. What is your take on that?
As you're a law student, can you tell me something about ICC and ICJ specifically with reference to a very recent warrant of arrest issued against Putin? What is the prime difference between ICC and ICJ?
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am.
जल्दी में हो
No, sir.
तो बिना पूछे बैठ गया।
Sorry, sir.
कहाँ है प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड?
Sir. May I sit, sir?
You don't have to even ask. कोई ज़रूरी नहीं कि आप बैठे इंटरव्यू में. Yes, the board will tell whether to sit or not.
Thank you, sir.
प्लीज बैठे। क्यों इतनी हड़बड़ी में क्यों?
No, sir. I'm not in any hurry.
तो इतनी घबराहट क्यों हो रही है?
No, sir. I'm normal.
यू आर नॉर्मल। तो मुझे एक बात बताओ, व्हाई यू वांट टू जॉइन सिविल सर्विसेज?
Sir, I want to join civil services since my graduation days, as I think it will help me to grow as an individual and increase the standard of my moral thoughts, sir. It will also help me to aid in public services, sir.
बस एम्बिशन क्या है?
Sir,
कैसे
ambition-
करोगे? आपने ग्रेजुएशन लॉ से किया है?
Yes, sir.
कैसे, इसमें क्या फ़ायदा है इसमें?
Sir, law is related to every part of life, sir, as well as in administration. Now, from every field in litigation, so any services in the civil services, these 21 services are related to laws. There are various litigation going on in which government is an litigant, sir. So it will help me to advise government in a better way in this direction, as well as to work in accordance with the law, so that this problem can be resolved at the very first stage, sir.
Any other personal reason?
No, sir.
अच्छा, आपने आर्यभट्ट कॉलेज से मैथमेटिक्स में बीएससी
Yes, sir.
ऑनर्स किया।
Yes.
कहा जाता है शून्य की खोज आर्यभट्ट ने की थी।
Yes, sir.
श्योर?
Yes, sir. It was also mentioned in some of the Indian religious texts, sir, Vedic texts. However, its utility has been discovered by Aryabhatta.
कैन यू कोट देम? किस टेक्स्ट में लिखा हुआ है?
सूर्य सिद्धांत, सर.
सूर्य सिद्धांत में आर्यभट्ट ने पाई के बारे में बात की है। शून्य की खोज किसने की है, ये तो अभी एनोनिमस है।
Sir,
भारत में हुई है, लेकिन हाउ कैन यू क्लेम दैट कि वो आर्यभट्ट ने की है?
So because it is said that Aryabhatta has opened the use of zero and complete the numerical system, sir.
बट जहाँ तक मेरी जानकारी है, आर्यभट्ट ने शून्य की खोज नहीं की है।
Sir, I have to read more on this issue, sir.
ओके। सो अभी आप लॉ ग्रेजुएट हैं आजकल,
Still it is going, sir. I will graduate in 2023 May June, sir.
बट योर इंटरेस्ट, तभी आप मैथमेटिक्स से लॉ की तरफ आए।
Yes, sir.
अभी आजकल कॉलेजियम को लेकर बहुत बातें चल रही हैं। आपकी क्या ओपिनियन है? कॉलेजियम सिस्टम को बने रहना चाहिए या उसे नहीं बने होना चाहिए, या कोई दूसरा तरीका हो?
Sir, collegium system is working well as it comes to appointment of judicial officers, sir. However, government is trying to introduce some transparency in this system, sir. So a little transparency can enter into the system, so the dispute between the executive and the judiciary can be resolved, sir.
कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में तीनों बॉडीज़ को बराबर का इम्पोर्टेंस दिया गया है।
Yes, sir.
अगर चीफ इलेक्शन कमीशन के अपॉइंटमेंट में सुप्रीम कोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस हो सकते हैं, प्राइम मिनिस्टर हो सकते हैं, अपोजिशन के लीडर हो सकते हैं, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजेस के अपॉइंटमेंट में हमारी एग्जीक्यूटिव लेजिस्लेटिव बॉडी क्यों नहीं हो सकती है?
Yes, sir. It is a good idea to have executive and legislative insight in the appointment of judges, as it is a practice in other European countries, sir, especially America. However, the executive have its rules, sir. For example, the background check.
आपको नहीं लगता कि इसमें जो बैलेंस हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में दिया गया वो डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है? आपकी ओपिनियन क्या है? हम आपकी ओपिनियन जानना चाहते हैं।
Sir, I think collegium is working good with regard to appointment of judicial officers, sir. However, some transparency can be introduced and some power to the
Give me
executive.
3 measures of introducing transparency.
For example, sir, the collegium reports are kept in secret. That can be bring to the government and to the public, sir. Then the criteria of selection of a judge of the judges to the post, it can be make more objective, sir. And the reports of the government which they transfer to the judicial officers, CGI especially, to in suggesting the names, that can also make more transparent, sir.
इतने पेंडिंग केसेस हैं, आप अगर जुडिशियल सिस्टम को रिफॉर्म करना चाहें तो आप क्या मेजर्स देंगे?
Sir, I will focus on alternate dispute resolution, Gram Nyayalas, and the pre-litigation stage resolution of disputes, sir. That can help in resolving more than 90% issue.
क्या अभी एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते हैं?
Yes, sir, they exist, but they are not working properly. For example, Gram Nyayalaya are not established in many of these states, sir. As well as the alternate dispute resolution like Lok Adalat, they are not as frequent as they can be. So this frequency can be increased. There is another problem, sir, that judicial officers are not in the amount that we required, sir. And the number of lawyers are also...
क्या रेशियो क्या है अभी?
Sir, there are 20,000 judicial officers in the lower level.
अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट का क्या स्टेटस चल रहा है?
Sir, Supreme Court
सुप्रीम
34
कोर्ट के
judges.
कितने जो हैं जजेस हैं हमारी पॉपुलेशन पे? रेशियो क्या है?
Sir, 34 judges हैं Supreme Court, Indian Supreme Court, sir.
इंडियन पॉपुलेशन के रेशियो में पूछ रहा हूँ.
Sir, I'm sorry, sir, I did not calculate that, sir.
प्लीज.
Virinder, you have done your BSc in mathematics
Yes, sir.
and then you switched over to law.
Yes, sir.
What was the reason? Was there any particular reason why you switched from mathematics to law? Because it's a totally different stream. Mathematics is
Yes, sir.
one particular stream, law is entirely different.
So law is more close to the society, sir, and it is more close to the administration also. It also related to the daily life cycle, sir. So I think switching maths to law is was a good idea, sir, for me.
Okay. How would you define yourself? If you can tell me in a few sentences, आप अपने आप को किस तरह से बताएंगे कि मैं क्या हूँ, अपनी पर्सनालिटी के बारे में?
Sir, I'm a person with a versatile character. I can be multitasking, and I can love to diversity. I have a love toward diversity, so I am very good and open to different cultures, sir. So I think that these things are my positive values, sir.
Apart from these positive values, do you think there are certain weak areas? Do you think there are certain weaknesses in you?
Yes, sir. Certain weaknesses. I think when it came to artistic expression, I am very poor in that area, sir. And other things, sir, I am very poor in some life-saving skills like driving. I am not very good in driving, sir.
Having chosen law as a subject, and today environment and environmental protection is a very big issue worldwide, not just in India but also across all countries of the world. Is there any landmark judgment of the Supreme Court related to environment which you are aware of?
Yes, sir. So the Oleum League case in which Supreme Court evolved the jurisprudence of absolute liability of industrial houses, sir. If any disaster happened due to industrial weaknesses, sir, then industry has to take the absolute liability for that, sir. It was next to the Bhopal gas judgment in which the absolute liability jurisprudence evolved from strict liability as it was in European continent, sir. Later, sir, NGT has come up with some more important judgment. For example, yesterday, NGT asked the Ghaziabad Development Authority to evolve a program to clear the hidden river, sir. So these two are the most landmark judgments, sir, I think.
When I talk about landmark judgments are those where Supreme Court lays down a particular, have you heard of this frame obiter dicta? Have you heard of this particular term?
Yes, sir. Obiter dicta is the observation of the court.
Okay. Have you also heard about MC Mehta case?
Yes, sir. MC Mehta was an environmentalist PIL, and he makes many PIL to the Supreme Court, sir. One was related to enforce the public fundamental duty toward environment, sir. I remember that, sir, right now.
When you talk about landmark cases related to environment, you should read the MC Mehta case very carefully, because it's the first landmark judgment which has a bearing on rest of the cases also. And another landmark case where the Supreme Court defined that the basic structure of the Constitution cannot be changed. Do you remember that particular case?
Yes, sir. The basic structure doctrine was in the Kesavananda Bharati case, sir, and then in later, like Maneka Gandhi case, sir, the Supreme Court has said that the basic structure and the result natural justice is the integral part of the Constitution. They cannot be changed, sir.
Very good. Keshwanand Bharti is the landmark judgment,
Yes, sir.
where the Supreme Court had spoken about the basic structure of the Constitution. What are your views on triple talaq? That is also something which is in the news, and a lot of legal pronouncements have come. What is your take on that?
Sir, I think Supreme Court has struck down triple talaq by citing constitutional provisions as well as the equality provisions related to women's rights in India. So it was a good practice by Supreme Court that the Supreme Court show an activist role in evolving a concept which the legislative have the power to evolve, sir. So I was in favor of this judgment, sir.
How many? There are so many Muslim nations in the world.
Yes, sir.
How many of them have this practice of triple talaq?
So most of them has removed this practice, sir. So how many nations are having it, I don't know, sir. Sorry, sir.
You have also stated in your form that you love cricket.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as everybody knows, one of the best all-rounders that India has produced, the fast bowling all-rounder, is Kapil Dev.
Yes, sir.
In that generation, there were 3 other all-rounders in the world who were at the peak. So there were 4, including Kapil Dev. Can you name the other 3?
Sir, I can guess that they were from West Indies, but I cannot name that, sir. Name
Okay.
them, sir. Sorry, sir.
At that time, when Kapil Dev was playing, the 3 best other all-rounders, fast bowling all-rounders, were Ian Botham,
Yes, sir.
Imran Khan,
Yes, sir.
and Richard Hadley.
Yes, sir.
So these 4 were considered the best fast bowling all-rounders of their generation.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
you for the knowledge, sir.
Thank you.
So Virendra, you've been to very good institutes. You've
Yes, ma'am.
done maths honors from Aryabhat College,
Yes, ma'am.
Delhi University. Then you've done law. You're doing law from again Campus Law Center, University of Delhi. So do you think now these maths and law, do you think maths is based on facts?
Yes, ma'am. Up to large extent, math is based on facts and observation calculation. However, there are assumptions also. For example, when we have to find something, some limits, like limits of a black hole or the universe and the propagations of wave, they are mostly these calculations mostly based on assumption, ma'am, that certain thing happen because these things are showing progress in this direction. So convergent, divergence are there, ma'am.
So partly it is based on facts, largely it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
based on assumptions, I would say. It starts
ma'am.
with let this be X.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
maths is largely based on assumptions. How about law? Is law based on facts
Ma'am,
or not?
okay. Law is also based on fact as well as assumptions. For example, judicial cases are decided on the basis of fact. Every case has different facts, so different jurisprudence evolved with respect in the
Okay.
journey of the law.
Fine. So suppose if I give you a statement, I say Facts are not facts. Present it as a mathematician and present it as a graduate of law.
Fact or not fact, ma'am?
Facts are not facts.
Yes, ma'am.
First as a mathematician, then as a student of law.
Ma'am, facts.
You can take some time.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, facts in mathematics is also based on some assumptions. For example, the value of pi, when Aryabhat defined the value of pi up to 2 decimal point, he was also working on the basis of assumptions. And for example, the eclipse, the revolution of Earth, and the area of circle. The area of circle is still based on some undefined parameter, ma'am. The value of pi is still not defined. So facts are still not fact in mathematics in this regard. In law, ma'am, fact can be facts. The importance of facts lie in their interpretation, in their presentation. Some lawyers are so good that they represent bad facts as a good fact in their favor, and some fails to do so. So facts are also representable. If we represent fact in a good manner, they can aid us, and as well as they can reduce our chances of win, ma'am.
So you support the statement that facts are not facts.
Yes, ma'am. In totality, facts are not fact, ma'am.
Good, well defended. You've been quite interested in Kho-Kho. Class 5, class 8, you've written it in DAF.
Yes, ma'am. I played it till class 8, ma'am.
Okay. Is it a part of Olympics?
No, ma'am, it was not. It was a part of Asian Games earlier, ma'am.
It's no longer?
It was in 2016 when Asian Games were held. Recently, I don't know, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Vrinder, my first question will be on the command operations, armed forces command operations.
Yes.
So as you are aware, the army has got some few commands in the country. Navy has got, Air Force has got. So recently they've been talking about integrated theatre command structure.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by that?
So the idea of integrated command is that the officers of Army, Navy and Air Force work under a single commander, and they're pooling their resources for more effective working and for increasing their operational capabilities and enhance their efficiency, sir. For better utilization of resources the forces have, sir.
Good. Is it implementable in India? Is it already there?
Yes, sir, it is already there in Andaman Nicobar. We have Andaman and Nicobar integrated command, sir. Now government is trying to enforce it in the northern border as well as in Peninsula as well as in the Marine command, sir.
Okay, great, good. Okay. As you're a law student, can you tell me something about ICC and ICJ specifically with reference to a very recent warrant of arrest issued against Putin?
Yes, sir. Sir, ICC is International Court, Criminal Court, which was established in 2002 after the Rome Treaty, sir. It is not signed by India, Australia, and India, America, China, Russia, and some other nations, sir. It has command over the criminal matter, sir. In those nations where the judicial system is weak, so that they cannot punish their own person, sir. For example, recently ICC issued an order against Russian president, sir. Earlier it has also issued arrest order against Gaddafi, sir, the leader from the South African country. And ICJ is established as per the United Nations Charter, sir, in 1945. It resolved issue between the states, sir. So any country who is a party and who signed the ICJ memorandum, sir, can go to the ICJ for resolving dispute. For example, India's dispute related to a person arrested by Pakistan as an army, as they claim that he was an army officer and was a spy. Mr. Jadhav, sir, I think his name was Mr. Jadhav.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yes, sir.
Kuldeep Jadhav, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the prime difference between ICC and ICJ?
Sir, ICJ first of all established under United Nations Charter, and ICC is based on Rome Statute. ICC related to criminal matters, sir. For example, genocide, war crimes, and other similar things, sir.
Okay.
However, ICJ is related to states. Only state can go to the ICJ. However, in ICC, sir, NGOs and other civil rights society can also go, sir.
Basically, it can be against an individual.
Yes, sir.
Whereas ICJ is against for the states.
States, sir.
Okay. Then is this warrant of arrest implementable?
If the country, those who signed the Rome Statute, can implement it, sir. However, it is their discretion, because earlier also arrest order was issued. However, they were not implemented because country do not want to implement that, sir.
So Russia is not part of ICC.
No, sir.
But on what grounds have this warrant of arrest been issued?
So because Russia, as Ukraine is also not a part of the Rome Statute. However, in 2014, after the Russian aggression, Ukraine signed the Article 12 of the Rome Statute, which allow the Rome Statute to have some jurisprudence over the Ukrainian issues, sir.
Okay.
So in this regard, the arrest warrant has been issued by the ICC, sir.
Okay. They say as long as the crime is committed in the territory which is signed under the ICC, it can be implementable. That's
Yes,
how
sir.
they are claiming, right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
great. What books do you normally read?
Sorry, sir, I did not understand that.
What books do you read? I'm asking a very different question now. What books do you normally read?
Sir, mostly academics, and I have read one or two novels, sir, also. One was related to a Hindi storybook. That was I read a long time back, sir. And during my first college days, I read a novel from Chetan Bhagat, Half Girlfriend, sir. And recently, I did not read any books, sir.
Okay.
In the last year, I also read, sir. It was an audio book of Yusuf Harari, the Homo Sapiens, sir, which I read it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you don't get time to read the books.
Yes, sir. I've very scheduled due to academics, sir.
Okay. What movies do you see normally?
Suspense thriller, sir.
Which one have you seen latest?
So the last 2-3 months I did not see a movie. I am into a web. I was watching a TV series, sir, an American TV series. The last movie I see was related to. It was from Tom Cruise, which was related to American Air Force, sir.
Okay.
I forget the name, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, it was a very nice talking. और अभी हम आप उसमें बात करके आपको फीडबैक देते हैं.
Yes, sir.
Definitely it will be very helpful for you.
Yes, sir.
So please wait for 2
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Virendra, there are few opinions about your interview personality test. Definitely it will help you a lot.
Yes, sir.
So listen carefully. जो हमारी ओपिनियन है आपकी नॉलेज के बारे में, वो बहुत अच्छी है, ठीक है, काफ़ी कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग में आपने बातें की. जो कंसर्न है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कंसर्न है, और वो है आपकी पर्सनालिटी को लेकर. जो आप जिस तरह से बहुत जल्दी में लग रहे हैं, जैसे जब आप बैठ रहे हैं तो आप धीरे धीरे स्लाउच कर रहे हैं, मतलब ऐसा लग रहा है आप किसी काउच पे बैठे हुए हैं, आपकी जो बैकबोन है वो स्ट्रेट नहीं थी. दूसरा, आपने बहुत टाइटली हैंड को जो है वो पकड़ के रखा हुआ था. तीसरा, आपके जो पैर हैं वो अंदर की तरफ घुटने ट्विस्ट हो रहे हैं, ऐसा लग रहा है आपने स्कर्ट पहन रखी हो और आप अनकम्फर्ट हो. तो थोड़ा सा ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ होती है. आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज बहुत ही ज़्यादा एक ऐसा लग रहा है कि स्लिप हो रही है. दूसरी चीज़, आप थोड़े से हड़बड़ी में हैं. जैसे एक सभी का ओपिनियन है कि जब बोर्ड आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है तो पहले थोड़ा सा रिलैक्स होकर उसको सुनो, फिर वहाँ उसको जवाब दो. तीसरी चीज़ जो बोर्ड ने ऑब्जर्व की कि आप बोर्ड को सजेशन नहीं दे सकते. हाँ, या यू आर आस्किंग गुड क्वेश्चन और आपने ये सही पॉइंट कहा, ये अथॉरिटी में नहीं है आपकी. आप अपनी बात सिर्फ यहाँ कहिए. बाकी हम ये कह सकते हैं कि आपने अपनी लॉ पे और अपनी नॉलेज पे बहुत अच्छा कमांड रखा है. आपका अगर इंटरव्यू देखा जाए तो 2 पार्ट में है. पहले पार्ट में आप बहुत ही ज़्यादा डिफेंसिव हैं, आप एडजस्ट होने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, राइट. चाहे वो बॉडी लैंग्वेज हो, जैसे आप अंदर आए और आपने एक बहुत बड़ी गलती कर दी कि आप चुपचाप बैठ गए उस पर,
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो ये एटिकेट एक प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. दूसरा, लेकिन जैसे जैसे आप अपने एरा में घुसते चले गए, जैसे आप नॉलेज फैक्टर में गए, उसके आपने बहुत स्मूथ कर लिया चीज़ों को, जो कि क्वाइट इम्प्रेसिव है. अब अगर आप अपने फर्स्ट पार्ट को, जो अपने इंटरव्यू का शुरुआत का 10 मिनट जो मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया, अगर उसको आप होल्ड कर ले जाते हैं, उसको सही करते हैं, एक स्टैंडर्ड डेवलप करते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली ये जो इंटरव्यू आपके फेवर में रहेगा.
जी, सर.
यानी आप कोई पॉइंट्स?
Same, whatever sir said, that is just right. Another thing, I think आपको कुछ questions जो कि basic questions हैं, उन पे आपको थोड़ा work करना चाहिए. जैसे उन्होंने पूछा, आपको पैनलिस्ट ने पूछा कि आप सिविल सर्विसेज क्यों ज्वाइन करना चाहते हैं, and for answer was personal growth, and you went on that. यू कैन नॉट बी पर्सनल ग्रोथ आप बहुत तरीके से कर सकते हैं. यू कैन बी पासिंग एन एग्जाम इन 3 levels, such a coveted exam for your own personal growth. You know, you'll be really pulled up on that. Secondly, आपने अपना पॉजिटिव पॉइंट्स जो बताए उसमें आपने बोला कि मैं बहुत डाइवर्सिटी में बिलीव करता हूँ, बहुत मल्टीटास्किंग कर लेता हूँ, बहुत सारी चीज़ें. बट द काउंटर पॉइंट टू दैट इज़ वेयर इज़ द फोकस देन. इफ़ यू आर सो डाइवर्स, इफ़ यू आर सो वेरीड, सो मल्टीटास्किंग, हर काम मल्टीटास्किंग या डाइवर्सिटी से नहीं होगा. ओके, सो यू हैव टू रिफ्रेम दैट whatever you are speaking about yourself, you have to really work on it.
Yes.
And as sir said that question मैंने सिर्फ पूछा है ours is maths based on facts. थोड़ा सा limited answer दो. You went on and on and on. Okay, so थोड़ा सा calmly. Otherwise your knowledge is excellent. आप बस थोड़ा सा इन चीज़ों पे आपको काम करना है.
जो वॉट मैडम ने बोला वो भी, प्लस इन एडिशन अपना आरपीएम थोड़ा धीरे रखो, बहुत फास्ट मत जाओ, सुनो आराम से, उसके बाद बोलो कॉन्फिडेंटली. दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट.
एक आप अपना इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज पे, स्पोकन इंग्लिश पे थोड़ा सा ध्यान दीजिए. आप बहुत कॉन्फिडेंट हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, नॉलेज आपकी बहुत अच्छी है, और इनिशियल जो हिकअप्स थी उसके बाद जब आपको नॉलेज बेसिस पे आपको पूछा गया तो यू रियली डिड वेरी वेल. बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स को, लॉ के स्टूडेंट्स को आईसीसी और आईसीजे दोनों के बीच में फ़र्क भी नहीं मालूम होता. तो मैं आई वॉज रियली इम्प्रेस्ड है. एक तो इंग्लिश पे थोड़ा सा ध्यान दें, दूसरा क्वेश्चन को कंप्लीट होने दें.
जी सर.
बोर्ड जब क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है तो उनका क्वेश्चन कंप्लीट होने से पहले अगर आप आंसर देना शुरू करोगे तो कई दफ़े बोर्ड इरिटेट हो जाता है कि मेरा सवाल तो अभी पूरा नहीं हुआ. समझे आप? क्योंकि आपकी नॉलेज जो है वो 2 लेवल पे ऑलरेडी टेस्ट हो चुकी.
Yes.
अब आपकी पर्सनालिटी को जो है वो इवेल्युएट कर रहे हैं. नॉलेज भी, लेकिन साथ में पर्सनालिटी भी, दोनों चीज़ें इवेल्युएट होती हैं पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट. इसीलिए पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट बोलते हैं, केवल इंटरव्यू नहीं बोलते.
जी सर.
ये 2 चीज़ें. और एक मैंने ध्यान दिया कि आपने, जैसे आप बैठे शुरू में तो आपने हाथ यहाँ पे रख लिए. रिलैक्स करो.
Do you use specs? आप specs यूज़ करते हैं क्या?
यस मैम, पास के लिए.
पास के लिए, दूर के लिए आपने चेक कराया है क्या?
मैम दूर के लिए तो ओके है.
ओके है?
यस मैम.
अच्छा, एक बार चेक कराओ. मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपको थोड़ा अगर मतलब दिक्कत है तो जस्ट गेट इट चेक्ड.
यस मैम.
ओके, बिकॉज कई बार आई मूवमेंट्स ऐसा लग रहा है दैट यू ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड उसमें आई मूवमेंट आपकी बहुत ज़्यादा नोटिसेबल लग रहा है.
ओके.
ओके, जस्ट एज अ सजेशन.
बोर्ड के सामने रिलैक्स करना. ऐसे टाइटली हैंड्स रखोगे या ऐसे रखोगे तो वो थोड़ा सा अजीब लगता है. जितना रिलैक्स करोगे, डजंट मैटर, नोबडी इज गोइंग टू really grill you. They are not there to grill you.
Yes, sir.
They are there to evaluate your
Let's stay
personality.
confident. Your knowledge is
Yes.
extremely good. You very well defended the
Very
answers.
good. So be confident.
Be confident.
और
yes.
अच्छा करोगे आप.
बहुत अच्छा करोगे. Yes.
थैंक यू.
थैंक यू सो मच.
All the best.